Good morning, good afternoon. This is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you are watching the Philippine Stock Index Daily Market Update. It's December 14, 2020. It's a Monday with me, Nikki. So if this is your first time in the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe to youtube.com/awesome10x. And also don't forget to join our inner circle. Go to http://awesome10x.com. Let's begin. All right. The Philippine market today is up 35 points. Your index is 7,281 points. You've got a slew of winners and losers. So let's take a look first on your biggest winners. So on your biggest winners, top gainers, you could see that there are companies like, Delmonte is up to 14%, 695 to 795, DELM. You could see that Security Bank is up 8%, now trading at 148 pesos 80 cents. You've got FA, which is now trading at 1 peso 05. You've got some, and FA is trading at 350 million pesos. Your Robinson's Land crossed that 21 mark. Today it's trading at 21 pesos and 85 cents. You are seeing Mrs. G now trading at 1.72, and URC is now trading 157 pesos. So there are a slew of winners for the day. Let's take a look as well on the losers, if any. Okay, the losers, the biggest loser today is SM Prime Philippines. SM Prime is trading at 667 million, value traded down 3% to 38 pesos. You are also seeing some selling at for Ascent at 6.2, 160 million pesos, selling it down. Your APL is down 2% to 0.073, and your vol is down 3%, now trading at 1.28. Your GT cap is falling a little to about 644 pesos. And yeah, so those are your largest losers for the day. GT cap, SM Prime, and ASEN. Let's take a look at the most active names. In your most active names, of course, your SM Prime is one of the most actively traded, value traded on the downside at about 38 pesos 05 cents. Metro Bank is now trading at 51 peso. Security Bank is trading at 148 pesos and 80 cents. Very strong move for your Security Bank today. And you're seeing what else? Your BDO is creeping up, 110. It's now trading 113.1. 0.53% up. Your PHA is up 7% at 1 peso 05 cents. Your Dito Telecom is back 7.74. So after teetering and profit taking, some people were profit taking at about 7. It actually managed to go straight higher, 7.74. What else? ASEN is just steady, 6.2. Your Pure Gold is also on the downside at 41 peso 95 cents. And the rest are just unchanged. I think it should be noted that Nickel Asia is also breaking 5. Your FNI is also breaking 2.5. We'll take a look at that. Top traded. All right. So Dito Telecom, PHA, BDO, your BSC is up 30% from 0.3 to 0.4. So we have been noting that there are some third liners that are just popping up. Recently we saw like AR was up 40%. And then right now we see BSC up 30%. So these up moves within a day might actually be taken advantage in the realm of selling if you have it. It can go higher tomorrow, but I mean, usually these types of movements are opportunities to actually take some profits off. Or if you actually are a loser there, it might be actually your chance to sell on rallies. What else? Cebu Pacific 50.5, PLDT, yeah, steady lang yan. Let's take a look as well on the analytics. Let's go first to the index. So your index is roughly up. PSEI, all shares, financials, industrials, holdings. Your properties took a little drop, 0.76%. That was because of your SM Prime. And then services and your mining is up. 134 advancers. Market value traded is 8.3 billion. You've got some foreign net selling, 800 million. And you're seeing that overall, you've got a big outperformance on your Security Bank and Robinson's Land, URC, while some selling off on other names like SMPH and GT Cap. So let's take a look on the charts, shall we? Actually, I think that we have to read some news instead of going to charts. Sige. A few charts, and then let's go to some news. So your Nickel Asia has broken 5 pesos. It's now trading at 526. Take note that that is a 5-year break But that said, the thing about this is that it could consolidate and consolidate above 4 pesos, above 4.50. So all that we can say is that even after breaking this 5.1 and today it trades at 5.26, we cannot say that it will continue going 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 because it has been going up already ever since. No? So you could see that this has been moving in the last 12 months from its lows of about 1.3. Diba? It was low of about 1.4. So 1.4 now trading at 5.26. Please do note that even if it can extend its rally all the way to 6 pesos, that the people who don't have this early on are not advised to buy at any price. Now, let's take a look as well on FNI. But for those who have it, continue holding on to your winner. FNI, let's take a look at FNI. So it just broke 2.5. It's now trading at 2.66. We opined that actually should Nicolasia continue to rise to about 7, 8, 9, that maybe FNI can rally to about 4 pesos. But that is a difficult thing to know because it's very hard to determine if they truly are benefiting on the electric vehicles, which we actually opined as a secular trend. We just don't know if FNI is truly showing 500% rises on its earnings and sales. Is it also true, reflecting that demand for Nicolasia? So the only way that we can know that is probably wait on their earnings report sometime in the round next year. Okay, so let's take a look on some numbers. So recently, I was just checking out why did Delmonte rise from about 6 pesos to 8 pesos earlier, from about 6 to 8.50. I was trying to find some news and whether it's people trying to value trade, given that it has consolidated here at 5, went to 8. Let's take a look on this large volume. What exactly is happening to Delmonte Pacific Limited? So let's take a look at the website of Delmonte Pacific Limited. This is the full year 2020 annual shareholders report. You could see that this is a sustainability report, sustaining our future, their corporate profile. So let's see. Delmonte Pacific is a dual listed company on the main boards of the Singapore Stock Exchange and also in the Philippine Stock Exchange. The ticker symbol in the Philippines is DELM, which is Delmonte, while the ticker symbol in Singapore is DXO3. Now, it is a global branded food and beverage company catering to today's consumer needs for premium quality, healthy products. The company is proud of its heritage, the Delmonte, the S&W, Contadina, and Collagen, some of which originated in the US more than 100 years ago, as a premium quality packaged food product. The group has an exclusive right to use the Delmonte trademarks for packaged products in the US, South America, the Philippines, the Indian subcontinent, and Myanmar, while it also owns S&W globally, except for Australia and New Zealand. The group owns the Contadina and Collagen trademarks in various countries. Now, the Delmonte's USA subsidiary, Delmonte Foods, also known as DMFI, owns other trademarks such as Orchard Select, Fruit Refreshers, Veggie Full, Bubble Fruit, while Dimple's Philippine subsidiary, Delmonte Philippines, has the trademark rights to Del Monte's Fiesta, Fit and Right, Heart Smart, Bone Smart, Quick and Easy in the Philippines. The group sells packaged fruit, vegetables, and tomato sauces, condiments, pasta, broth, stock juices, and frozen pineapple under various brands, and also sells these fresh pineapples under the S&W brand. Now, the group already owns approximately 95% of the holding company that owns 50% of Field Fresh Foods Private in India, Field Fresh markets Del Monte branded packaged products in the domestic market, and Field Fresh branded fresh produce. The group's partner in Field Fresh India is the well-respected Bharti Enterprises, which is one of the largest conglomerates in India. Del Monte's U.S. subsidiary operates 6 plants in the U.S. and 2 in Mexico. Its Philippine subsidiary operates the world's largest fully integrated pineapple operation with its 26,000-hectare pineapple plantation in the Philippines and a factory that is just an hour's drive away. It also operates a frozen fruit processing facility, a beverage bottling plant in the Philippines. Dimple is 71% owned by Nutri Asia Pacific and Bluebell Group Holdings Limited, which are beneficially owned by the Campos family of the Philippines. A subsidiary of the Nutri Asia Group is the market leader in the liquid condiments, especially specialty sauces, cooking oil market in the Philippines. To know more, let's go to delmontepacific.com, Delmonte Foods, delmonte.com, la. So we can actually check a few things about their vision and strategy. We can also check their letter to their shareholders. Let's check out what's happening in the company, right? All right. So they're saying that their strategic pillar is they want to strengthen their core brands, expand their product portfolio, expand the market, strive for commercial excellence, and improve their operational excellence and sustainability. So they are believing that we have to have these choices: healthy families, innovation, commitment to society, excellence in everything we do, championing together. In their letters to shareholders, you can see the executive chairman, Mr. Rolando C. Gapod, and Mr. Joselito Campos Jr., the managing director and CEO. They say here, "Dear shareholders," let me try to caps lock this. Tatlakin natin para mabasa ninyo. Okay, dear stakeholders, the Delmonte Group continues to operate as an essential industry to sustain people's basic need for food. As the world locked down due to the coronavirus pandemic, we have addressed the nutritional needs of people impacted by the global crisis. In this sustainable report, we will show to you the development goals to the United Nations, and as a leading global food company, sustainability is an important part of Delmonte Pacific's vision. Improve sustainability, commit to society, environment as our core values. We produce healthy food, generate livelihood, and contribute to the economic well-being of the community. Over a century, we've also been helping the farmer know how, environmental care, healthier produce, healthier planet, la la la. All right, so these are their brands: Delmonte, SW Premium, Contadina, College Inn, Sustainable Development Goals, got it. Quality education, their pandemic response. Okay, you can see that. Industry innovation, infrastructure. So it's a lot of those pineapples and tomato sauces that you all know in the Philippines. Let's take a look at how much their sales are if they have it here. Let's see. So I think that this is a sustainability report. I think I need to go to there. So these are their canneries, their cannery freezing plants in the Philippines. And so yan. This is the Contadina, the veggie bowls, the product categories, the veggie full bites, Contadina pizzetas, which is it's a bite-sized pizza snack that includes one full serving of vegetables and features a blend of Roma, tomato sauce, and cheese stuffed in a crust baked with cauliflower. So the good thing about these things is that the health and wellness trend, guys, is a secular trend. And snack foods like these, which are veggie bites, serving vegetables, helping consumers meet their daily dietary vegetable serving requirement, is an important secular trend in my view. So whether it be those Beyond Meat, whether it be Conagra, whether it be Kellogg's, whether it be Conagra, Beyond Meat Tattooed Chef, there's a lot of companies that are really forging ahead to make you consume more vegetables, more healthy options. So it's a good thing. I think that their products are gonna be a good secular move, especially as more and more people are getting aware about the repercussion of not eating their vegetables, health and nutrients, pineapple. So let's see, packaged fruit, beverages. So it's the pineapple slices, the daily calcium requirements. Culinary, they've got the Italian sauces, and then fresh fruits, they also sell fresh pineapples with those 26,000 hectares. So in my view, they've got a good secular trend. Now we just need to verify if all these secular trends are truly growing amidst the pandemic. So let's take a look. Packaging footprint, okay, they're also saying that it's 100% recyclable. That's good, meaning they support the biodegradable sustainable packaging movement, which is also a worldwide secular trend. So that's good. Nurturing employees, all right. So what else should we say about them? Senior management. I need to see now the breakdown of the numbers, all right? So this is a sustainability report. So we got to see the numbers. Let's see on financials. I'm not sure if it's here. I think I need to go to a different investor report. But you could see here like their plantations in Bukidnon, Philippines. You can see how they've been evolving the seed plants. So they're a vertically integrated company. When you say vertical integration, it is similar to you own the pineapple, then you process the pineapple, you own the plantation, and then you sell that. So from farm to table, they do it. Also waste management, soil management, etc., etc. Of course, they're saying that also they also believe in climate change and energy efficiency. This is good to share as well. For Delmonte, we mitigate greenhouse gas emissions using a lot of solar panels to minimize carbon footprint. Since 2009, DMFI has installed 6,400 solar panels covering over 37 square kilometers, producing 1.2 megawatt or more than 8% of total electricity requirements during the non-pack season at our primary tomato production facility in Hanford, California. DMFI is a member of the Environmental Protection Agency Green Power Program. Delmonte's Modesto plant installed a combined heat power system. La 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 la. Okay, I can understand that. Waste energy converts the canneries into renewable energy, generating 2.8 megawatt electricity, cleanses the water at Makalahar Bay. Okay, got it. Environment, it's all good. Got it. Okay, preserving nature, recycling plants, packaging material reduction. This is good to share. So they have been saving about $2.7 million in the last 10 years by simply reducing their packaging materials. So 3,077 metric tons reduced corrugated carton, reduced some tin cans, flexible laminates, PET bottles. So right now, actually, the trend is biodegradable plastics, which is PHA. PHA, it's a term, you can just search it. Look, aka Danimer Scientific has the patent for that. Okay, reforestation, recover our forest cover. Okay, that's good. Governance, CSR, la la la. Sustaining their growth. So they're saying that the vegetables, tomatoes, fruits, so these are in the US, the Philippines, Mexico, over 97% are all preservative-free. Tomatoes are from the US, 99% vegetables are from the US whenever you're buying products from them. So the Dimple full year 2020 sales by product is about $2.1 billion. 66% of that comes from your packaged fruits and vegetables, which are your pineapples. Culinary, which is your tomato, which is the Contadina brand, is 18%. Fresh fruit and others is 8%. Beverage, which are your Fit and Right, health and wellness trends, is 8%. On a global perspective, guys, America is 72%, the Philippines is 16%, Asia ex-Philippines is 10%, and Europe is 2%. All right? So we are 16% in the Philippines. A majority of that is in America, 72%. Sustaining growth, all right. Contadina, fruit crunch parfait, veggie full bites. Actually, I haven't tested this. Is this already in the Philippines? The veggie full bites. So it's their own new product. This is one of Delmonte's newest products. So because the trend right now is all about the greens, about the vegetables, the plant-based, etc., etc. Okay, health and wellness, la la la. Okay, let me see. Matrix, we got it. All right, human rights, resources, stewardship, information on workers. Okay, so ESG, basically they're saying that they're sustainable and ESG approved. So we have to check more on their financials. Let's see. Delmonte Kitchenomics, I know that. Wait, where is their investors report? I was checking investors, click investors, investment case. Click, that's all from the website, delmontepacific.com. Let's go to their highlights. Investment case, $2.1 billion. I need to see your highlights. Solid fundamentals, growth drivers, long brand heritage, shareholder value, dividend policies. Click here on their dividends. Let's see, are they giving dividends? Okay, from 1999 till 2020, they've got some special dividends of 0.0154, 0.0052. This is a special dividend that they gave special July, August 19, meaning they are a dividend-paying company. Notice of AGM, annual shareholders meeting, fact sheets. For corporate presentation, please click here. Okay, I need to see your sales. While it's loading, conference call, quarterly results. All right, let's go to their annual reports. Full year 2020. Sige, let's go for their full year 2020, guys. Delmonte Pacific Limited is DMPL. So these are their products. Growers of good, quality produce, got it. Let's go to your numbers now. Corporate profile strategy, 5-year summary, full year 2020 highlights. Okay, we got it 10, 11, and 107 for the statements. Okay, we're gonna go through them. Okay, so actually somebody asked me about this and I'm trying to cover it for this somebody. Okay, let me show it to you. So let's read it, guys. Financial year, the turnover has been flat for the last 5 years, $2.2 billion to $2.1 billion, meaning their sales have been the same all throughout the last 5 years. Gross profit has been the same all throughout at about $450 million. So these are all in millions. Your net profit is about, so the thing about them is that they have been losing a few years. Okay, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's not. Why were there losses? EBITDA from about $240 million, it fell to $140 million because their EBITDA, there must have been some expenses that lowered their margins here and their gross margins. Diba? So we have to read their highlights. Let's see. They generated sales of $2 billion, 9% year on year, but really just flat all the last 5 years. Without one-off items, EBITDA of $225 million, net profit of $30 million, strong results due to higher volume and better pricing. Including one-off items, the EBITDA is $140 million, net loss of $80 million because of an expense due to the 4 plant closure sales in US and dividend tax. Delmonte Philippines, the group's most profitable business where it is a dominant market leader, has actually generated a net income of $67 million, up 39%. DMFI also successfully completed a refinancing, raising $1.3 billion. This group completed the private placement of DMPI for $120 million for an implied valuation of $1 billion for DMPI. Special dividends of 1.5 centavo. As the aforementioned DMPI transaction generated a gain of $77 million for DMPL. DMPL is the Philippine partner. They received the Best Annual Report from the Singapore Corporate Awards 2019. 3 of our US products were voted 2020 Product of the Year in different categories. The Veggie Full Veggie Bowls in convenience meals, the Fruit Crunch Parfait in snack cups, and the Contadina Pizzetas in frozen snacks. So, okay, not bad. Okay, what did they say? Dear shareholders, we are humbled to report that the resilience and strength of our 134-year-old Delmonte brand has risen to the occasion. DMFI has achieved a 62% in revenues for the last quarter of its fiscal year, February to April 2020, generated 17% revenue growth in our packaged food business, including businesses in Asia and Europe. Okay, Okay. Healthy products, results, better volume and pricing. Okay, delivering record performance, which is our most profitable subsidiary, celebrating their 94th year of operation. Revenues rose to $621 million and net income increased to $67 million. It just tells you that their net margin is about 10%, give or take. 10%, 5%, 6%. Okay, the growth of the export market for our famous Sweet 16 fresh pineapple is a success story. Sales have grown exponentially from just zero to about over $100 million in just the last 10 years. It's now one of the leading fresh pineapple exports to several Asian countries. Domestically, DMPI maintains its dominant market share in all its major categories and continues to expand its product portfolio through innovation. We congratulate the whole Delmonte organization for its outstanding performance and continue to be optimistic about its continuous success. However, this program they have to also optimize their operations. Therefore, they've got to spend some money. What are they doing? They're revamping their supply chains. 4 plants had to be shut down. Transport and distribution had to be optimized for leaner operations. So this had to be the cost-cutting and intense review, wherein we believe that we will improve our income in an estimate of about $60 million over the next 24 months since November 2019. There is a front-end cost that we have to absorb initially. Got it. So they also have a refinancing. DMFI raised $1.3 billion, consisting $500 million 5-year bond issuance and a new 3-year asset-based loan of $450 million equity contribution of $378 million from DMPL's balance sheet. All right, so they basically put in some 378 million, and then about $1 billion was actually borrowing through bonds and bonds, asset-based loans. Private equity investment, let's take a look at that. DMPI had a private equity investment with a market cap of $1 billion. So this is highly commendable amidst the stressed and declining capital market with the Philippine Stock Exchange, which has been down since 2019 to about 25%. This means that the MPL had a gain of $77 million, which had to be rebooked in retained earnings. Okay, these are the current board of directors: Mr. Rolando Gapod, 78 years old, Mr. Joselito Campos, 69 years old, Mr. Eduardo Cruz, 65 years old, Mr. Benedict Kwek Gim Song, 73 years old, So it's really a very old board. Miss Yvonne Go, 67 years old. It's a very old board. Nothing wrong with that. Just saying that, yeah, very old board of directors. Okay, so these are your current senior management. So these are the young ones, the CEOs. Mr. Joselito Campos, Mr. Luis Alejandro, Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Ignacio Sison, joined the group since 1999, joined the group since 2006. Okay, so the management, you can see all of the management, senior management there. Okay, Delmonte Philippines. So it's a huge group. So you've got Delmonte Foods Inc., Delmonte Philippines, S&W Fine Foods. So you've got a lot of group heads, etc. Innovation. Okay, these are the innovation that they are discussing: the bubble fruit, the fruit punch parfait, diba? The chicken pasta, fruit and chia. So it's really, I think, in my view, a health and wellness play. If you believe that the secular trend for health and wellness products will continue to grow, I think that they have to show next time the breakdown. That would make people be more interested to invest in Delmonte, so that they will know how much is the growth of S&W in Asia and Middle East, how much is the growth of each, diba? Of each revenue model. But yeah, I think like, because somebody was asking me what I think about this. And looks okay. Yeah, it's not bad actually. What I'm seeing, what I'm just showing to you is what I'm seeing. Not bad. So the financial recurring performance, not bad. You could see that sales are steady, profits are steady, EBITDA and net profit is steady. So maybe take some time, but it's just gonna go higher eventually. So let's take a look at the charts for those who are not aware what Delmonte is. Okay, DMPL. Let's go to the charts. Instagrams. Sorry, it's such a huge review, long review. I may not be able to answer your comments today. It's already 27 minutes. So I'll probably answer your questions tomorrow na lang. So please just drop by again, because you know, I had to discuss Delmonte today. Tomorrow I'll try to discuss Double Dragon REITs, because these are questions that's been asked of me. I'm gonna like explain to you the names like that. Diba? Hinay-hinay lang, guys. DMPL. So DMPL is listed in the US as DMPLF, Delmonte Pacific. So they've been giving dividends here, right? So we have to check three dual listed kasi. So we're gonna check the US, then we're gonna check the Philippines, and then we're gonna check the Singapore as well, no? Bakit ayaw? Anyway, sige. So let's see. I'll open my... So this is the Philippines. So you could see that it has been in a rising uptrend, but that is only rising in the short term. In the last maybe 10 years, what has happened to Delmonte? Delmonte has dropped from about 40 pesos all the way to 4 pesos in the last 5 to 6 years. And so some people are actually asking, is this a buy, given that there is a huge, perhaps, a valuation play here happening on your Delmonte? From a chart perspective, you could see that there are a lot of pent-up selling here at 10 and 13. However, in my view, if this was a breakout here at 6 pesos, and since the company seems to be doing okay, this might actually rally further, and any drops of Delmonte at about 8 pesos all the way to 6 pesos might actually be accumulated by some people who think that it should go to 13 pesos at the very least. Now, of course, this is not a definitive answer. Let's take a look at what the other listed entities of Delmonte has been doing. This is Delmonte Philippines, which is Delmonte DELM. So that is trading today at about 7.95. Let's take a look at the US counterpart. So you've got Delmonte in the Philippines, you've got Delmonte in the US because there's 16% stake of DMFI, which is listed in this subsidiary. Let's see, Delmonte is DMPL F. It's an OTC market, Delmonte Pacific. Probably it will display the same thing, wherein it fell down in the last 5 years, diba? So it fell down in the last 5 years, and it's trying to find its way to crawl up, right? And then let's take a look at Delmonte, which is this dual listed also in Singapore. Delmonte in Singapore is DO3. In Singapore, SGX, it's DO3, Delmonte Pacific. So diversified company, what is the market cap of this? Delmonte Pacific, DELM. So it's got debt, as you know, they've raised, and then they said that they've raised at a valuation of $1 billion. $1 billion, guys, is about 48 billion pesos today. Market cap in the Philippines is 15 billion pesos, or just 30% of the market valuation, meaning the Philippine market doesn't seem to be agreeing with the private equity. Either the private equity is wrong or the Philippine market is wrong. So, diba? In a way. Now, you could see that in Singapore, there was also a rise from about a low of 15 cents. It's now trading at 20 cents. So you are seeing that there is this big move in the US, in Singapore, and also in the Philippine market, right? So I think like, given that in the last 5 years, Delmonte Pacific sales were just flat anyway, it didn't deserve to go down maybe 90% down, which has been happening on the stock price, which is not really reflective of its real sales company fundamentals, right? Yon. So you could see naman that there are some people who think that this is not worth 15 cents, it's not worth 20 cents, that it should probably be at least double from here. So given that some people are looking for some value plays, maybe Delmonte Pacific could actually do that deed for you. So I hope that you learned something today. I know you've got a lot of questions. Could you actually allow me to answer your questions tomorrow instead, because it's already 30 minutes. All right, thank you very much. I hope that you learned something. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you again tomorrow.